Hey, thanks. Welcome, everybody. What a big night tonight for our women's gymnastics team. We're really excited for that. Also excited for the start of our softball season. Thursday in Boca Raton, Florida at the Florida Atlantic Tournament. You'd look outside and say this isn't really softball weather, but it is, unfortunately. We start playing games, like I said, this coming Thursday. Really looking forward to it. The team's been working extremely hard in the off season to get ready for this year. New look, new team. Started our inaugural season in 2020 with a core group of pioneer players, Valerie Cagle, Mackenzie Clark, Aaliyah Logaleo, Millie Thompson, Reagan Spencer, JoJo Hyatt, Ariel Oda. They've all graduated and gone on, and so it's really a new look team. It's almost like we're starting over again in 2020 as coaches, but we're really excited about it. We have 3 returning starters that you'll get to talk to here in a few minutes. Maddie Moore, who was an All-American for us last year, Abby Vieira, who's been our starting catcher for the last 3 years, and then Alex Brown, who has been a starting shortstop, second baseman, and third baseman in her short time here. But Alex is also a senior this year and had a great year for us, so we're looking for big things from her. We have some really talented young players that we're anxious to see start their year here next week. One is Julia Noller, first baseman, pretty dynamic player. Dealt with some injuries last year and missed a lot of games, but she's healthy right now, and she's a talent. Kylie Johnson, another one that was in and out of the lineup last year, and she's really improved this year, and looking forward to seeing what she can do this year. And then, of course, we have a couple of transfers. We've used the transfer portal to fill a few holes. Reese Basinger is a pitcher from Winthrop, and we're really excited about her talent. Brooke Mellenchuk is a transfer from Louisiana Tech, another very talented pitcher. And Jamison Brokenbrough, who's an outfielder from Tennessee, dynamic player, and look for big things from her as well. Of course, the rest of the pitching staff, Brooke McCubbin has been a staple on our staff for 3 years. She's provided us with quality innings, 10-3 last year, and looking for big things from Brooke as well. And then sophomore Olivia Duncan, left-hander, looking for her to give us some innings. And then we have a very talented freshman in Macy Centron who hits and pitches, plays a little first base. So we're really excited for the newcomers. Looking forward to see how this team comes together. Like I said, it's almost like a reset button for this program. We lost that nucleus of players that were the pioneers of the program that achieved so much success in a short amount of time, and now we got a new group. I like the way our team is leading each other on the field. Like I said earlier, we've been working extremely hard, and we're ready to play somebody else.
Coach, questions? Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Coach, you talk about the new players and losing the pioneer players. How important is it to have someone like Maddie Moore, which is part of both transitions, if you will?
Yeah, I think all of our senior leadership, led by Maddie Moore, Abby Vieira, Brooke McCubbin, even some players that haven't been in a lineup, Haley Whitesides, for example, they provide that experience. They've been there, they've done that. They understand the culture that's been built in this program. And they're continuing to lead how they were led when they were underclassmen. And as a coach, we kind of pride ourselves in a coach-fed, player-led program, and they've done a tremendous job with that, Maddie being the forefront of that group.
Yeah. Has anything changed from a philosophy perspective, knowing that you've moved on to almost a new group, to your point? Has anything changed from your approach or your coach's approach to this team?
Yeah, certainly. That's a great question, because I think when you bring in a lot of newcomers, like we have, infielders, outfielders, pitchers, you kind of look at how you do things, and you take for granted, that, hey, we got to, look at how we do first and thirds now, and we have to reteach that. Base running, of course. Bunt slap defense, relay cuts. So we've changed a few things to kind of help with the personnel. We do have a couple of new coaches in the program. Katie Ripley from South Carolina, call her Crash. Ryan Willigman from Creighton University. So they've added a lot to the program and have a lot of new ideas and some new thoughts on how to do things. Of course, Coach Jameson has done a great job with our pitching staff. So, from a staff standpoint, the new players, we've tweaked a few things, and I think it's all going to be for the better.
You mentioned a lot of pitchers. Have you thought about your rotation, if you will? I know it can change day to day, but have you thought about who's going to be on the in the circle to open?
Well, it's going to be a whole staff, and I know Valerie, Millie, and Reagan have eaten up a lot of innings over the last 4 and 5 years, and so it's going to be a new look. We're going to be using everybody early in the season, and certainly we've been scrimmaging now for the last 3 weeks. We have our big purple and orange scrimmage on Sunday at noon, and first time for our fans to get out and watch us play. But I think you'll get a look at all 5 pitchers, and right now we're still trying to figure it out, Tony. I think that first weekend is a big weekend for us to see what's going on and who's going to lead and who's going to step up.
Coach, can you talk about this incoming freshman class, and will there be any that we'll see right out the gate playing?
Oh, definitely. I talked about Macy Cintron a little bit. We have 2 other really dynamic freshmen in Marion Collins and golly, I'm drawing a blank. Sam Minish, thank you. Good Lord. Marion Collins and Sam Minish, 2 really good players. Mary will probably be our starting shortstop opening weekend. Sam is going to be in the outfield at one of the 3 positions. We haven't truly figured that out yet. She spent some time behind the plate, but really talented players and great work ethic, and you'll see both of them in the lineup opening weekend.
What did you like about what Crash has done in her coaching history in the past, and what drew you to bring her to Clemson?
Well, number one, Crash is a great recruiter. She has a great network of coaches. She's a proven recruiter. She's worked her way up. She was a player at Louisiana, a storied program in softball. She coached in the Texas Bombers organization, which is a huge travel ball organization, and then kind of worked her way up the college ranks as a GA at Texas A&M, was an assistant coach at the University of Virginia, and then most recently at South Carolina. And she's just a really dedicated, hard-working coach, and knows a lot about the game. She's grew up in the game. Her father was a coach, and so she's added a lot to our staff.
Coach, what are some of the most important things you're telling players who are stepping into that leadership vacancy left by the legendary class? What are some of the things you're like, we really need you guys to do this, and channel, like you said, from the coaches through the players, that leadership quality?
Yeah, I think it starts with our core values, and they've been led by some tremendous upperclassmen that helped start the program, and now it's their opportunity to lead. And I think first and foremost you have to lead by example, and they do a great job of that. They know the culture that's been set. They know the values that have been set, and that what this program is built on. So it's really about being consistent, being able to communicate, and then it's leading. It's going out and working your tail off and telling people, showing people, how we do things.
And how about the fire that you have for this year with, a great opportunity to prove the program even further, try to get to, the College World Series, and you have this, new vacancy where people probably aren't expecting as much as they have been.
Yeah, with success comes expectations, and certainly there's a lot of expectations on us in this program, and we understand that. We would have it no other way. Our goals are to win championships, and that hasn't changed this year. It's going to be a little bit different look, and we're really concentrating on the process, the day-to-day goals, and not really worried about the outcome. I mean, there's going to be some bumps along the way. We have to learn from those. We have to adjust, and we have to get better as the season goes along. And those are the things that we're looking to do right now, is take it one game at a time and continue to learn and develop and get better as the season goes along.
Anything else for Coach?
Have you ever had to do anything else like this in your coaching career in the past, where you've had to graduate so many players and then bring on really a whole new batch of players? Have Have you ever had to deal with anything like that in the past?
I haven't. This is probably the first time. I helped start the program at the University of Washington in 1992, and in 1996 we were playing for a national championship, and then I left for another head coaching job, so didn't have to deal with that transition. But this is the first time. You know, we had a core group of players that have come in and helped start this program, and now we're cycling through to this next group. And but I really love our team. I love the leadership, and you know, as coaches, we put a lot of trust in the way they work and the way they do things from a day-to-day standpoint, and I'm really, really excited about this season.
Talk a little bit about Abby Vieira and the fact that you've got experience behind the plate when you talk about so many different changes in the circle this year and how important she is behind the plate.
She's huge for us. You know, we talk about our catchers being the quarterback of the team. They have to set the defenses. They have to handle the pitchers. And one thing about Abby, she's fought through some adversity in her career. She's been injured almost every year. She's had an off-season surgery before her junior year, and you know, she's really healthy right now, and she's just a talented player, and has matured and grown, and super excited about what she brings to the table this year. And like I said, I mean, she's healthy, and we don't have to worry about a lot of nagging things and getting her ready. She's worked extremely hard in the off season, and I think this is going to be her best year.
I have so many questions.
We can talk, Tony.
Julia Noller, I mean, last year Florida was kind of her
Yeah.
coming out party, and is it hard in the fall and to really see, or even early in the spring, has she made the jump that you want going from her freshman to sophomore
Yeah.
year?
Her freshman year, honestly, she got off to a hot start, and then, you know, like I said, she had non-orthopedic surgery and missed a lot of games, and as a freshman, that's tough, you know, and the schedule that we play, you know, to have her miss a big part of the season and have to jump in at the most critical time of the year is very difficult, and she handled it like a pro. But she's healthy now, and she's, like I said, she's going to be fun to watch this year.
Maddie moves back to her normal position.
Maddie moves back to second base, where she's the most comfortable and really leads. Fast pitch softball, second baseman is probably the most important position in the infield, with the way the bunt slap game is and the relay cut systems and things like that. So Maddie's experienced, she's proven, she's an All-American, and she's a leader of that infield.
Have you nailed down center field? I know when you had someone like McKenzie out there, you know, you talk about being solid up the middle. She was as good as it got.
No question, yeah. And you know, we've had a couple people in center field, Kylie Johnson and Jameson, the transfer from Tennessee, and they're both very capable. I think as coaches, we're trying to figure out the best fit. And you know, Sam Minish is a left-handed thrower, so you try to get that glove in the right position. But that's still a work in progress.
Take one more for Coach, and then we'll get the student athletes in.
How are you hoping that your hitting will improve this year, maybe over last year? Is there any player in particular looking for a breakout season at the plate?
Yeah, you know, I was really pleased with our hitting last year. I mean, we played a really tough schedule, and you know, when you're talking about, you know, facing Pickens from Tennessee or Curd from Duke, or, I mean, I could list a ton of them. You know, I think almost every hitter improved last year. You know, some went down a little bit in power numbers, but improved their average. Some went down in average, improved their power. So, you know, at the end of the year, when you reflect and look back, I wasn't that disappointed in our hitting. You know, obviously, you know, when you play really good pitching, you got to score runs and figure that out. I love our lineup this year. I love some of the things that we're instilling in our everyday work in the batting cages and in BP. We do have options. We still have speed and power in the lineup, and those are necessities in fast pitch softball. So, like I said, it's going to be a little different look, you know, without Clark and Cagle and Logaleo in the middle of the lineup. But I really like our young players, and I think we're going to be a very good offensive team. Obviously, proof's still in the pudding, but we're getting there.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Coach.